Hi, I'm Sachin,
And I'm Rob.
and welcome to the second episode of Fezzy You're Broke. So let's jump straight into it. First of all, free stuff.
Yeah, because everyone wants free stuff.
Of course. So let's start with Steam. We have World of Battles Morningstar, which is I watched a trailer, and it's sort of a MMO strategy game, I think it is.
Right.
It looks pretty interesting. It's like, you got your usual orcs and stuff like that, or different races.
Okay.
And you create your own clans, and it's basically a massive map, and loads of people who join have their own sort of I think it's like mini cities or something like that, and you take over each other's, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting, and it's free, so more than you want. It's pretty cool. Next we have Tribes Ascend, which is a really nice first-person shooter. It basically involves a lot of speed in it, so it's not just a sort of it's got tactics as well. It's not it's not a run and gun. When I say speed, I don't mean run and gun. You got to think about where you're going. There's all the maps have quite hilly, so you have to position yourself quite well to get enough speed. Not all the classes are made for speed, so you have things like tanks and stuff like that, which are built to go slow, but they have really high, powerful, damaging weapons.
Okay.
It's really good.
From what I've seen of it, it kind of reminds me a lot of Halo, and especially with the trailer that I saw, there were a lot of hills, so I kept on thinking about Blood Gulch and Red versus Blue. And so if you like this kind of shooter game, be sure to check it out on Steam.
Next we have the APB Reloaded. Now that's not a new game, but it's free and it's been out for a while now. It's basically 24/7 cops and robbers, and as much as that sounds like a really good fun time. You could be playing for hours and hours. There's things like customizable, clothing and weapons and stuff like that, and it's just a pretty good game. I'd recommend it.
Next up on Steam, we have the Modern Warfare 3 free multiplayer weekend. Now, this is a special offer that's being released by Steam, so if you're a COD fan, don't know why you would be sure to check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I'd recommend it if you've never played Modern Warfare 3 or even the franchise before. I suppose, the free weekend will, you get to have a go at it. It's pretty good. It's really hard if you've never played FPS on the PC before, because I'm not used to playing FPS on the PC, and when I played it, it was as hard as balls. People seem really good and much better than me, because I play it on Xbox 360.
Right.
You might come across a few people with aimbots or hacks or something like that, but it's very rare. I think
Weaklings.
I think they have a quite good filtering system, but other than that, it shouldn't bother you too much. I think one problem is if you're not used to it, depending on how far you sit from your screen, the FOV is a problem, because you will realize, unless you're really used to it, or you sit really close to your screen, normally you'll realize that your gun's really close to your face. It just feels quite unnatural.
Okay.
But yeah, check it out. Shouldn't take too long to download. Just have a go at the free weekend.
Steam are also having a special offer with a variety of games, including Sniper Elite for $26.99, Modern Warfare 3 for $26.99, and Serious Sam 3 for $10.20. Now, I wouldn't normally recommend these games because of the prices, and that's just against the show that we're making, but if you really do want to fork out that amount of cash, then go for it. I've heard of Serious Sam 3. I've heard that the gameplay was fairly well, but the multiplayer didn't live up to expectations.
Yeah, I heard the multiplayer was actually broken in some parts, and it didn't have many game types, and they didn't quite make sense.
Right.
I don't know if they've patched it now.
But if you like the idea of Serious Sam 3, head over to Steam now and you can find it for $10.20.
Another free game that I'd like to recommend is Rift Lite. Now, it's not Rift the MMO. Well, it is, but it's the light version, which means that you can play up to level 20, just like the World of Warcraft demo, except that's limited for a week. But you can play up to level 20, and it's just unlimited play. So you can go up to level 20 and still play the game, but you won't progress in levels. So I guess you won't unlock all the spells.
Right.
You only play up to level 20, but it's unlimited time. So you can play up to level 20. You might take a month to do so, and then maybe 3 years later you want to play again for some I don't know why, and you can log back on and just mess around on it again. So yeah, if you want to know a bit more about Rift, would check out Rift Lite.
Okay. What is Rift anyway, though? What kind of genre is it?
So Rift is an MMO,
right.
And it's, how do I put it? I don't want to say it's World of Warcraft, because it's not, but imagine World of Warcraft with just dynamic events, and these dynamic events are rifts, and the rifts appear in the sky, and they can be random places, and enemies will drop down and start invading parts of the world.
Okay.
It's actually pretty cool. You know, I don't want to liken it to World of Warcraft, but it's own MMO. I think it's pretty good. Again, try the trial, not the trial, sorry, the Rift Lite version.
Definitely.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm gonna have to check it out myself. Next up on our list to find cheap games, we have GetGamesGo. Now, on this website, if you head over to retro games or classic games, I can't remember what it was called, you can find a variety of games that you could play back on the SNES and your Sega and all those old school consoles that most of you probably grew up with.
I think it was called the Bargain Bucket. The tab was called Bargain Bucket.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bargain Bucket. Just casually going to show me up. Okay, moving on. First up, the games that I would recommend, we have Echo Dolphin. Now, for some of our older audience, you've probably played Echo Dolphin. I think I have when I was a kid. Now, I don't remember exactly how the game played out, but I do remember specifically that I played Echo Dolphin. So, if you haven't played it, play it.
It sounds so silly. What, is it about a dolphin?
Yeah, it's a dolphin, but it's got echo in it, so it sounds kind of cool. I mean, it's not like...
What is the echo part of the game?
I don't know. I guess you're a dolphin and you're shooting some kind of echo out of your fin or something. I don't
Out of your fin? Out of your fin? Surely you mean out of your mouth, like out of...
Okay.
Your fin.
Fine, you're a dolphin shooting an echo out of your mouth. Whatever. But by the looks of it on GetGamesGo, Echo Dolphin does look like a fun game, especially for your classic gamers. So if you want to play this game, head over to GetGamesGo and you can check it out. Next up, we have Eternal Champions. Now, I don't remember what console this was on exactly, but I have seen some gameplay of it. And it actually looks like a decent game. Like, you know, those little classic beat-em-ups that you might have played at the arcade. It's just like that. Finally, we have Streets of Rage 1 and 2. Now, I'm 18 years old, and I can say that a lot of our audience are teenagers. So, odds are you've probably played Streets of Rage 1 and 2. I have. I found the games brilliant. And what I liked about the games was not just the combat. What I really liked was the soundtrack. And I remember specifically, I spent one day just going on YouTube and looking at songs for Streets of Rage 1 and 2 and just casually enjoying one of my afternoons. But anyway, moving on, you can find these games on GetGamesGo, and all of them are under £2.
Next up, we have Gamersgate. And on Gamersgate, we have the Blood Bowl sale weekend, which is where you can find, well, of course, Blood Bowl. And I think it's the Legendary Edition, and I think it's a Dark Elves Edition?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And, so this game brings together a variety of fantasy races, including, like, Orcs, Wood Elves, Dark Elves, and Humans, in an aggressive game of American football. Now, I've never played it myself, but it seems pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's fairly old, but that doesn't mean the game's bad, and you can pick it up for a cheap price.
Yep. Next up, we have Crisis. Now, on Gamersgate, you can find Crisis both 1 and 2 for a 50% sale. Crisis 1 you can find for £5, and Crisis 2 you can find for £7.48.
I'd recommend Crisis, actually. I played number 2, so I'd recommend Crisis 2 personally. Mm-hmm. I think it was a really great game. I love the combat and the guns. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think the thing I liked about Crisis 2 the most was the visuals. I mean, playing Crisis 2, and it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful game. Just the sheer size and scope of moving around New York City, it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And the reason Crisis 1 and 2 are on sale is because Crisis 3 will be released sometime in the near future. But we'll be talking about that later on in the show.
So enough of the individual games going on sale. Let's go on to the bundles. So there are two websites, www.humblebundle.com and www.indieroyale.com. So the first one, humblebundle.com, is a bundle website which gives you a few games in a bundle, and you pay one price for it. And the Humble Bundle allow you to pay whatever you want for these games, right? That's whatever you want. Okay, so you could pay nothing and get the games free, but don't be a douchebag. That's just stupid. Don't do that. Don't be a jerk. So you can donate your money to, get these games. You can pay whatever you want, and the more you pay, the more you're recognized. They actually have a top 10 list of the top contributors. So say if you want to donate £20 or even just £5, and there's a way to split your money. So the developers get some money, the Wildland Trust will get some money, which we'll talk about in a sec, and the Humble Bundle people, they get their money. So yeah, you can just sort of pay whatever you want, and the more you pay, I think the more you get. So there's, I don't know, you can pay like £2 to get the games, and then but if you pay over a certain price, you get like free soundtracks for the games or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, well, I've never heard of Humble Bundle before, so you guys should be grateful that we're telling you about it. But I think that it's a brilliant idea that you can distribute your money among the developers, the charity, and the website. I think it's a great way for customers to be, well, not so much interact with the company, but I think it's a great way to like show your help to the business, and you're going to be helping people in need. So I think Humble Bundle is a great website for you guys to check out if you want to play nice, cheap games and have a great time and help people.
So the games on sale right now on the Humble Bundle are Botanacula, that's quite a hard one to say, Machinarium, I'm not sure, and Samaros 2. And if you pay more than the average right now, which is $8.82, now I don't know what the conversion is for that in pounds.
Yeah, so just convert it yourself if you want, and then you can tell us what it is, or we'll find out later. Anyway.
So if you pay more than the average, you actually unlock 2 extra things as well, which is it says Kooky and Windowsill, and Windowsill is a sort of a small indie game, and Kooky I think is a feature-length film.
Right.
I'm not sure. That sounds quite interesting. There's also a bonus pack which is included, which is sort of the behind-the-scenes material of Botanacula and Kooky. And some other things, some side projects, and also the soundtracks to these games as well. Just to let you know, there's 6 days left to take advantage of this bundle.
I'm sorry, I'm going back to the cookie thing. It sounds like something you scare your kids with, but it sounds very interesting. So be sure to check out humblebundle.com.
So moving on to indieroyale.com, as I was saying, which is the other bundle website. Every now and again, they put on special bundles, whether it be for the time of year, like a Christmas bundle, or whether it just be like, I don't know, like a celebration of, I don't know, Easter or something. I don't know, an Easter bundle. I think it's pretty good. So, again, it's the same concept. What you do is, so if you buy the bundle early, this one isn't the same where you pay what you want.
Yeah.
This is where you just sort of try and buy the bundle early. And as more people buy, the price goes up, so it gives you more incentive to try and buy it quicker. The quicker you buy it, the lower the price it is already.
Okay.
And yeah. So as more people buy it, the current minimum goes up. So, but if you actually pay more than the minimum, it says if you beat the minimum, you can knock down the price for others. There's also upcoming bundles, so be sure to check out for that. We have the May Hooray bundle, the All Charity bundle, and the June Bug bundle. Now, we don't know what's in these bundles, but
Right.
It seems pretty cool, as you guys can see on the screen there. Rob, how many bundles did the spring bundle sell?
It's over 19,000! Now for the final section of the show, we have new games and rumors. First off, we have Skyrim. Now, if you've checked your news feeds, you may have seen that Skyrim DLC may be announced sometime next week, so keep checking back for your Skyrim news. Next up, we have Crysis 3. Now, Crysis 3 has released an announcement trailer, and the game looks fantastic. Basically, I saw New York in a dome, and I saw the main character, Alcatraz. I think his name's changed, actually. I can't remember what his name is. And he, like, released some bow and arrow, and
Yeah,
it was
I've seen that bow. It looks pretty sick.
It was like, this was like some techno-organic form of Apollo himself, just, like, raining death from above. It was awesome.
Did we have a release date for this, or didn't we say it last
Yeah,
week?
it's in the last video. I can't remember the release date on the top of my head, but just
Must be
check out.
sometime in 2013.
Yeah.
Or I think it was the second quarter in 2013.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
sure,
it.
but if not, check the other video.
Yeah, or just check it up on Wikipedia. Whatever works for you. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed 3. Now, you've seen Assassin's Creed 3 all over the place. Ubisoft has just released edition after edition after edition of Assassin's Creed 3. And guess what? We had another one. We have the Assassin's Creed 3 Freedom Edition. This edition of the game provides a more robust package, whatever that means, with 2 additional campaign missions, a multiplayer pack, and a figurine of the game's protagonist, Connor Conway.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed 3.
Say what?
Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they can make it change. I mean, okay, look, I love the whole stealth thing, even though you kill people really violently and in the open, it's not really stealth. But, you know, I liked it, and they've improved it slightly. But I don't think anyone's following the story. If you're following the story, you're a pure genius. Like, I mean, there's so many things to it. It's really confusing. I mean, I don't know how they can upgrade the combat. I mean, there'll be little changes here and there, but I don't think that they can upgrade it that much. I mean, okay, yeah, it's not supposed to be like a brand new game, you know, with new concepts, but I just don't I don't know. I think a little bit of disappointment was going to be there for me.
Well, I appreciate your opinion. I mean, even if it's wrong, but well, Ubisoft have stated themselves that Assassin's Creed 3 has been in development for the last 3 years, and I've stuck with Assassin's Creed since number 1, man. I haven't played like the additional titles, and I know after Assassin's Creed 2 my mind was like blown, but I think Assassin's Creed 3 has a lot of potential. I mean, I was expecting it to be in Japan, but I've gotten over that. I think it has a bright future ahead of it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been playing from the first one as well. I mean, I think the only version I didn't play was the PSP version. I don't know if you played that. Did you play that?
It was the one about Cyprus, I think. You had to go to Cyprus
Wasn't
to
it
get...
Assassin's Creed Bloodline?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the one with Altair, yeah.
I think, for me, my personal favourite would be number 1. I think that's the reason why I bought my Xbox in the first place. It looks amazing. I think the franchise may be going... I don't know. I want to say... No, I can't say. I don't know where the franchise is going. But I hope they just don't milk it to the point where the story... even the story's already at a point where not a lot of people are probably following it. I know. Well, I don't know if I can speak for myself there because I don't know. You might be following it, but I just hope they don't keep milking it until it's a bit repetitive and boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the multiplayer on Brotherhood was sort of really new and innovative, and I think that was really good. I think it was well implemented.
Yeah, don't worry, bro. I know what you mean. For me personally, Revelation sucked, but moving on.
Next up, after a long time in development, Diablo fans will be pleased to know that Diablo 3 has finally reached beta. I think it reached beta a couple nights ago, midnight in America somewhere. I don't know what the time for the UK was, but that must be pretty exciting. I've heard they changed a lot over it. I've actually heard that they've changed a few of the customization options, but not that they've put more into it, but they've taken out some, which I find quite weird, as if they've dumbed it down. But that might just be at the beginning where you create your character, customizations options for those, and I think your banner that you have. I also heard that the main game won't actually be released with PvP, which I find quite surprising, to release a game that isn't finished. I mean, it's Blizzard, and they take forever to make their games.
Oh yeah.
And they, surely they want it to be perfect, but maybe they just want people to experience the single player or the online mode, co-op and all that before they put in the PvP. Maybe they're really polishing this PvP. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I guess one can hope, really. I mean, it's been in development hell for a really long time, and I've seen Diablo 2. I played a little bit of it, and it looked really interesting. So I'm looking forward to Diablo 3. I'm looking forward to what it has to offer. So if you want to find out more information, just check out your Diablo 3 news.
Finally, we have Guild Wars 2. Now, the beta for that has been going on for quite some time, but that's only been for like press people or something like that. So not members of the public like us can just obviously log in and play. But that has now been changed. So if you did pre-order the game, you can actually access the beta, which starts at 7 PM or 8 PM GMT today.
Oh, okay.
And the date today is the 27th of April. So yeah, the beta starts. I think it's for the weekend. So if you have pre-ordered it, you can now try it out. So that is pretty interesting because I've seen quite a lot of footage on that. And yeah, it's the new upcoming MMO. It's supposed to be the WoW killer, but I don't know if anything else beat WoW as much as that beat anything else. But
yeah, well, that's what they said about Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I've played that. It's up there with the giants for taking down WoW. And from what I've seen in the Guild Wars 2 beta, it looks bloody brilliant. I remember when they released the April Fool's joke about the classes, and one of them was like a
soldier, right?
Yeah, like some Spartan guy with like some.
I think I saw the trailer for that. That was.
I was like, well.
If we find the trailer, we'll link it for you.
Yeah, but yeah. So if you want to find out more about Guild Wars 2, just check it out. You can find all your news feeds on the Guild Wars 2 website.
And that concludes episode 2 of Face It You're Broke. Thanks for listening, and feel free to leave a comment.
Remember to check the updates in the description page for episode 3.
Remember, sales are on and off, so be sure to check back and we'll let you know what's going on.
Remember to check the links in the description page for all the websites used in the video. Peace!
Peace!